All right, let's move on to Pirates White Sox. Brault Giolito and see what we want to do here. Let's look at the market move. Giolito and the White Sox opened up at minus 220. They're now minus 230. This total opened up at 9, and it's moved down to 8.5. And here we get to Matt Randall's taint play of the day. Good job getting on that 9. It is now at 8.5. 81 Fahrenheit, clear, 6 miles per hour in. Pirates feeling good about themselves for the first time all year. 3-game sweep over the Brew Crew over the weekend. But they lose Colin Moran, possible concussion, and now Kevin Newman, discomfort, abdominal discomfort. And this is not a deep ball club. Then we get to the White Sox. They're rolling. 28 home runs their past 8 games. They've won 7 of 8 against lefties like Brault, 305, 994 OPS. Pirates versus righties, 210, 588 OPS. Their bullpen is very strong. Pirates bullpen is weak. White Sox bullpen, 3.68 ERA, 1.18 whip. Abreu just went 4 straight plate appearances with home runs. Giolito.
Don't remind me. I'm a Cubs fan.
Giolito against the Tigers, 3 hits, 1 walk, 13 Ks and 7 shutout innings. Really seems like he is rolling. Pirates, White Sox, take it away.
Yeah, so Brault, you might go, oh, wow, Brault's really good. 3 ERA. Yeah, except his Sierra is a 540, his xFIP's 478, and his career numbers and also you got to look at that 3 ERA. It's only like over 12 innings. His on the season, his career numbers over 285 innings, 480 ERA, 475 FIP, 505 xFIP, 502 Sierra. So that's he sucks. Brault sucks. He's not good. He's very poor at throwing baseballs to major league pitchers or major league batters. On the year, he also has over an 11% walk percentage, and he's not going to go more than 3 innings. Brault's basically a guy that's he gets piggybacked. You look at, he's got 4 starts on the year, 5 appearances, and 12 innings pitched. He's not someone that they're trying to stretch out as a starter. These are basically bullpen games for anytime Brault's starting. But the problem is their bullpen blows. They have a horrible, horrible bullpen. Over the last 2 weeks, 550 ERA, 572 FIP, 464 xFIP. And that's with a 238 batting average of balls in play. So they're actually getting really lucky out of their bullpen and their batting average of balls in play, and they're still giving up a shitload of runs. And also their offense is just terrible. You just mentioned it too. I wanted to touch on that, so I'm glad you touched on it first. Moran being out of this offense is the worst thing that could have happened to them, because they only have like 3 decent hitters in their entire offense, and Moran's one of them. This is not a team that can afford to lose a Moran or a Bell. I mean, you take these guys out, it's a AAA team. It's absolutely dreadful. So now that I just got done shitting all over the Pirates, Giolito, he's great. So I'm just going to skip through this real fast. Giolito's, he's great. The bullpen out of the White Sox the last 2 weeks, they've been great. The offense, best in baseball on the year. And their record against lefties, even better. So I know this number is juicy. It's really fucking juicy, minus 230. But this is one of those spots, believe it or not, where you get like a big $2 favorite. That's still a ton of value, because I have this game lined at minus 310. Like the White Sox should be the White Sox should be a $3 favorite in this spot. You put everything together, they have somewhere around a 76% win probability. So at minus 220, I laid the number. And this was the spot I was talking about earlier when I said, throw the Yankees in a parlay piece if you want, because I know people don't want to bet minus 200s, minus 220s. I'll do it, but I don't, I have my betting systems. I don't recommend average bettors just be dropping $2. I don't think that's a good betting practice for average bettors to get in habits of. So if you wanted to throw the White Sox into a parlay with like the Yankees or whatever, maybe it turn it into a little bit of plus money, or just throw the White Sox into a parlay. I mean, I don't really think there's an edge on the Athletics line, but I think the Athletics should win. Throw them in a little parlay with the Athletics to get plus money. That might be okay too. But all in all, that there is line value on this White Sox money line, and I took it.
Interesting. And why did you not want to make it a -1? I just looked at my book, and I know there's some comfort with the home team on the -1s, but it's -245 here and -125 on the run line. So the -1 is still -192.
Yeah, I'm looking at -1 because I know the sportsbook I use actually lets you to bet -1s outright. It's looking at -175. I'd take that. I would take that. I would take any part of the White Sox that you want. If you want to bet the run line, go ahead. If you want to bet the -1, go ahead. But I really like the White Sox here. I don't buy anything about the Pirates this season. I legitimately think they're the worst team in baseball.
Yeah, and those are big injuries. It's just
you can't take, one of the only decent hitters out of the worst lineup in the league. It was already the worst lineup in the league with Moran in it. You take Moran out of it, that's just bad. And then you got one of the hottest offenses in the league up against a horrible pitching staff. This is just not a good spot. I mean, the Pirates are still mathematically should win this game, 24 times out of 100, but this is not a good spot for the Pirates.
Buzznuts is interested in that team total over 5, and as soon as he did, Jason Falk interested in that. What do you think about that team total over 5 for the White Sox?
This is a spot where I don't mind betting a team total here. I'm looking at 5.5 at plus money. If you could get plus money on a 5 or a 5.5, that's a pretty decent look. I wouldn't lay a favorite price on that because you got to remember too, the White Sox are probably, 8 times out of 10 in this game, only going to get 8 turns at bat because they're the home team. So if they have a big lead, they could have a 5-1 lead going into the 9th, win the game by 3 runs, 4 runs, but you might lose out an opportunity to get that final at bat to try and get that team total. It's one of the reasons why most of the team total overs I bet are on road teams because believe it or not, there's been plenty of times when the teams had 0 or 1 runs and then they're actually getting blown out by like 10 runs, and then I somehow get that team total in the 9th inning because they scored like a 4-run homer, whatever. That's happened to me plenty of times. You don't get those opportunities in blowout games with the home teams because if they're winning 5-0 or whatever going into the 9th inning, they're not going to get that final turn at bat. But that's why I like it at plus money. I would not lay, -110, -120 on a team total over 5. But if you're getting plus money on an over 5 or 5.5, that's worth the stab, probably a half unit. I wouldn't bet the farm on it, but I would say that's worth a half unit stab. I could definitely see them getting 6, 7, 8 runs here against this terrible pitching staff. So if I'm getting plus money on that, then, it's worth the stab.
Yeah, understandably. I'm 5.5 at plus 115 here, and hesitant to pull the trigger. I've been hesitant all day. Last week took a lot out of me.